Good morning, students. Let's move on to the second type of plant tissue, that are the permanent tissues. Now, what happens to the cells formed by the meristematic tissue? You have already studied about the meristematic tissue. Now, after some time, the meristematic tissues, they take up a specific role and they lose the ability to divide. I have already told you that what do the meristematic cells do, tissues do? The meristematic tissues, they are capable of dividing and multiplying. So after some time they lose the ability to divide and then they form the permanent tissue. So this process of taking up a permanent shape, size and function is called as differentiation. And it is because of the differentiation that the development of various types of tissues take place, or you can say that the development of the plant takes place. So what is differentiation? The differentiation is the process of taking up a permanent shape, size and function. That is called as differentiation. Clear? Now, permanent tissues are again divided into two types. Okay, the permanent tissues are again divided into two types. What are they? The first one is simple permanent tissues. Okay, the first one is simple permanent tissue and the second one is complex permanent tissue. So permanent tissues are of two types. One is the simple permanent tissue and the other one is complex permanent tissue. So in this class we will study about simple permanent tissue. Okay. Now simple permanent tissue, there are a few layers of cell beneath the epidermis. Now what is epidermis? If you cut a plant stem, you will see, and if you observe it under the microscope, okay, if you observe it under the microscope, you will see few layers like this. The first layer, or you can say the outermost layer of a plant, is the epidermis. So the epidermis acts as a protective layer. Why? Because it is the outermost layer of the plant. Then beneath this epidermis you will find simple permanent tissues. Okay, the simple permanent tissues are found below this epidermis, that is the outermost layer. As you can see here, the one of the layers is the parenchyma. It is called as parenchyma. Parenchyma is the most common simple permanent tissue. Okay, and this simple permanent tissue, parenchyma, it has unspecialized cells with very thin cell walls. They are living cells and they are usually very loosely arranged. Okay, if you see at the figure, since children now we cannot go to the lab. Otherwise in the lab you could have seen all this. See, I have enlarged it, zoomed it. So if you look at the figure, you will be able to see that the parenchyma are very loosely arranged. Okay, and there are large space between these cells. So that means it has got intercellular spaces between this tissue. And what is the function of parenchyma? The function of parenchyma is to store food. The parenchyma stores the food. Okay, so in some situations the parenchyma, as I told you, it stores the food. In some situation it contains chlorophyll and it will perform the photosynthesis. So when parenchyma consists of the chlorophyll and when it does the photosynthesis, this kind of parenchyma is called as chlorenchyma. Okay, chlorenchyma, that is, it contains chlorophyll. And in aquatic plants, large air spaces cavities are present in the parenchyma. And what do these aquatic spaces do? The large air cavities, it helps them to float. So such a parenchyma is called as aerenchyma. So as again you can see here, parenchyma is again of two types. Okay, permanent tissue. Permanent tissue was of two types. The first one is simple permanent tissue and the second is complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue, the outermost layer is the epidermis. Then you have got parenchyma, which has got very loosely packed cells. Okay, and parenchyma is of two types. When the parenchyma contains chlorophyll and performs photosynthesis, that kind of parenchyma is called as chlorenchyma. And in aquatic plants, the parenchyma has got air cavities which helps them to float. Okay, so this kind of parenchyma is called as aerenchyma, aeren, because it contains large air cavities. Then you can see that plants, they are very, very flexible. The flexibility of the plant is due to the collenchyma. Here you can see collenchyma. Below the epidermis is the collenchyma. Now collenchyma, the cells of collenchyma are elongated and irregularly thickened at the corners. Okay, if you see, you will see that they are irregularly thickened. Okay, they are not so regular, they are irregular. At the corners, at the sides, they are very, very thick. Okay, and they have got very less intercellular space between them. The intercellular space between them is very less. In parenchyma, there was a lot of intercellular space. In collenchyma, there is no intercellular space, very little. So, if you look at the flexibility of the plants, the flexibility in the plants is due to the collenchyma. This collenchyma allows the bending of the plants without breaking. You must have seen there are many parts, the soft tendrils, the soft stems of the climbers. You can bend it very, very easily. You can bend it. Okay. So this is because of the collenchyma, and it provides mechanical support. The collenchyma provides mechanical support. What do the parenchyma do? Parenchyma generally stores the food. Okay. Parenchyma stores the food and collenchyma gives mechanical support. Then there is another type of permanent tissue. The third type of permanent tissue, which is called as the sclerenchyma. Okay, the third is the sclerenchyma. The sclerenchyma makes the plant very, very hard. For example, you have seen the husk of the coconut. The husk of the coconut, it is made up of sclerenchymatous tissue. The cells are dead cells and they are very, very hard. Okay, and the walls are very thick with no space between them. There is hardly any, there is no space. Okay, and this tissue is present in the stems around the vascular bundle. That is why you can see that the stems are so hard. Okay, so the cells of sclerenchyma tissue are very, very thick because of the presence of lignin. Okay, the lignin makes the sclerenchyma tissue very, very hard. So I hope, children, that this much is clear to all of you. The rest will continue in the next video. Be safe.